Hello! My name is Caleb, and today we're going to be talking about skip reading. Is that a thing? Is that a term? Copyright 2017, skip reading. So if you don't know, and you probably don't because I literally just made up that phrase in 1 second right now, skip reading, at least for me, is when you're reading the books and then you skip the words and the lines and the paragraphs and all the good stuff. The other day I was on Twitter, living life, and I saw this poll and it said,
am I the only one who skips a few sentences or lines or some dialogue whenever I just want to get further into a story or don't want to read?
The poll was underneath it, yes or no. In my mind, I'm like, of course not. Like, I would never skip a book. I read every single word on the page. So I click no, and to my shock, 80% of people say that they skip words and lines and things while they're reading. Question for you. Do you skip read? Do you see words or see dialogue and then just skip to the next line of dialogue, or just skip a paragraph and then to the next dialogue, or just skip little things here and there? Because for me, I never skip read. I never skip anything. I'm reading every single word, and I've said this before, but when I read a book, I'm there. I'm listening to what they're saying. I'm picturing it as if I'm literally just standing there, or I'm looking at a movie screen. That's how I read. So the idea of being in a room and seeing all these things and seeing all these great details and watching a movie, basically, but then just skipping all the details, skipping little quirks and things. So let's talk about my girl Amryn. She's sassy, she's fun, I love her. Let's say that the squad is hanging out and she said, y'all are so dumb, y'all should just go and die, or something like that. She's being sassy, she's being fun, she's just joking around, my Amryn, just joking around. But like, let's say that I'm just skipping that and skipping to the next dialogue. Like, how am I gonna know she was joking? What if she wasn't joking and then Amryn's the villain? Like, is that what is gonna happen? Like, you're missing out key details and key things about the characters. And I find that most of the time, those lines or those few little sentences, those are very important for the characters. You're learning more about the characters, you're learning more about the surrounding, you're learning about everything important to the book. So how can you just skip the words and skip paragraphs and sentences? I don't know. And then there's another thing where it's like skim reading, where like you're kind of skipping words occasionally, just kind of glancing down, not really reading the book, literally just skipping pages and looking for keywords. Like when people tell me they read Akamath in a single sitting, let's just round it up to about a page a minute. That's what I can normally do depending on the font, but Akamath is pretty big, it's got pretty small font. So let's say you can read 1 page in a minute. Let's pull out our calculator and do the math. How many pages are there in Akamath? 624. How many minutes are there in an hour? 60, by the way, if you didn't know that. So that would take about 10 hours of your reading. 10 hours in one sitting. One sitting in 10 hours, and you didn't get up or you didn't do anything else all day? That's crazy. If you tell me you read that in one day, you're lying, and I don't believe you for a second. You burn. And if you do say that you read Akamath an entire day, like, I'm assuming that you skimmed a little bit or skipped a little bit. You didn't read every single word. And I think that's where a lot of people say, like, oh, I'm a fast reader. They're not actually a fast reader. They're literally just skipping pages and stuff like that. Is this a real thing? Is that poll just a lie? I'm not saying that if you do this, then you're not a real reader. Like, I'm not exposing anybody, but like, it is a very interesting thing to me. Do you skip read? And I'm not saying like hardcore, like literally skipping 20 pages at a time. I'm saying like, do you occasionally skip a line? Do you skip a paragraph? Skip a page? Are you skimming words, skimming pages, just passing by as quickly as possible, not really absorbing the story as a whole? I'm very interested, also a little bit concerned, because like, you're not reading the book. And if you think about it, if you're skimming and skipping words, like as you go by, you're skipping more pages and words and all these things, so then you get to the end, you're skipping so many pages, so you didn't read the full book. I think the people that skip read should have their Goodreads say, I read 0 books because I skip read and I never actually finished the books because I didn't read all the books. Here's what it's like. It's like you're running a marathon. I'm running a marathon. And then somebody shows up with their moon shoes. That's definitely against the rules, right? So someone's in their moon shoes and they like launch themselves. They're going farther than everybody else. Their strides are bigger. They're hopping around like they're on the moon. Does that person deserve the title of winning because they broke the rules kind of and cheated and didn't actually compete in the race? So I think that's gonna be it for this video. It was very short and all over the place. Please let me know, do you skim read? Do you skip read? Do you read every single word like I do? I'm very, very curious of this too. Is it real? Am I just making this up? Was the poll a lie? So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye! Okay, we're trying to be funny, but it's not working. Caleb, try harder. Let's turn the brightness up, because your boy's looking ugly. I need to turn my brightness back down, because your boy ugly.